I've known you forever.
I know.
But we never sat down for a formal official interview. When you look at Suse, you are the oldest Linux company. Nowadays, so much has changed. So when I look at Suse, what kind of company am I looking at?
Well, we like to call ourselves the open source company. And we really have grown from our Linux heritage, right? Everything being open, but it isn't just about open code. It's about being open with our customers, being open with the community, being open with our partners, and really giving our customers the flexibility and choice for building out the infrastructure that they want.
When you say open source company, I mean that's a good tag or marketing word. But when the customers look at it, what is it a solution provider or a vendor or service provider?
No, I think mostly how customers view us is as a trusted advisor and partner. So, we of course have our approach to infrastructure, but we keep it very open. We want to make sure and flexible. So if somebody wants to use a different software-defined storage, we're fine helping them to understand how best to use our OpenStack with their storage. Of course, we make it easiest for customers to use ours, but we want them to be successful. We want them to find the right tools for them, and we want to help them succeed. And that means being open around everything. We've evolved from just being a Linux company to now providing software-defined storage based on Ceph, obviously OpenStack with Suse OpenStack Cloud, and we're now going up the stack into application delivery with our CAS platform based on Kubernetes and our cloud application platform, which is the second certified software distribution of Cloud Foundry. And of course, to tie that all together, we have infrastructure management with our SUSE Manager product based on Spacewalk.
What are the other areas that SUSE is exploring to enter?
Well, I think we're spending a lot of time also looking at IoT and edge devices. So we do quite a bit with our embedded technologies. We just recently announced SUSE Linux Enterprise for Raspberry Pi, right? And with a lot of those edge devices being built on ARM processors, right?
I think SUSE was also the first to support ARM64.
Yes, we were.
I covered SUSE very closely.
I know you do, I know.
I probably,
But I think we're looking a lot at IoT and edge devices and how we can support those there. And retail is doing, in particular, is doing a lot with those. And we have a specific product, SUSE Linux Enterprise for point of service systems. So we're already embedded in the retail space, and we already have a mechanism for easily updating those types of devices. So we're doing a lot of exploring around IoT. I think that's going to be an area where we see a lot of growth and a place where we can really help customers succeed.
When we look at edge computing, you mentioned, what are the because it presents unique challenges. So what are the challenges that you see and that you see SUSE is trying to solve?
So I think one of the biggest challenges with IoT devices is going to be management. How do I ensure that those systems are up to date? How do I know that they have the right level of security? Right? We've seen a lot of security things coming out recently. How do I know where those systems are? Do they have the latest security patches? And if they don't, how do I easily identify those systems, and how do I automatically remediate them to ensure that they're at the latest security levels? Because as you have more devices out there, you also have more entry points into your systems. And so I think that's definitely an area that presents a big challenge. I also think it's an area where we can help.
So what is SUSE doing to help?
Well, we have SUSE Manager, and we have a release coming soon. And we will be supporting SLES for Raspberry Pi. So any IoT device out there that's connected to the network that's running SUSE Linux Enterprise for Raspberry Pi, we'll be able to manage, we'll be able to monitor it, We'll be able to automatically identify anyone that is not in compliance, so not at the right level, and we can set up automatic remediation to make sure that all of those systems, all of those edge devices, no matter where they are at, are remediated or at least identified for remediation.
But not every edge device is powerful to run. So you have Juice or what do you call it? Just enough operating system, Juice.
Yes,
right?
we have Juice as well. Yep.
Yeah. So what role? Beyond SLE, and you have CASP also. And
Right,
you have
with our
open source
micro
cube,
OS. Yep.
So for edge devices, are you only going to stick with SLE or?
No, of course, edge devices, if they're running, containers and they're using, Juice, or if they're using micro OS, we'll definitely be able to manage those as well from Suse Manager.
No, when you do look, as you said, IoT is a use case. Or
Yes.
So when you are looking, I'm sure you have customers or who are interested in that use case. Sometimes it's just sensors, at
Yes.
the edge, collecting data from oil field or whatever it
Yes.
is. So do you have any such customers that you're working with, or it's a field that you're still exploring? Edge?
We do have some customers, especially through our embedded team, right, where they're building out specific versions, right, specific to their needs. And I think you've talked with our SUSE Linux Enterprise team around SLE 15. We've talked quite a bit about that at the last SUSECon.
Right.
And we are making our SLE very modular.
Right, I know, yes.
So we're going to have the capability to really let all of those users define what pieces and parts of the operating system that they want to put together. So if it's just a monitor, they can pick the right components of the operating system.
What are the trends that you are excited about?
I've talked a lot about IoT. I think I see the momentum in IoT coming. I had one person ask me if I really thought it was going to happen, and I said I don't think there's anything that can stop.
What is going to happen means?
Well, they were asking if I really thought IoT was going to become a real market. Is it really going to take off like people are kind of saying it's going to?
What is going to stop it from taking?
Well, that was my
When I look at Tesla car, I think of IoT on wheels.
Yes.
Drones are IoT with wings.
Yes.
These cameras, they have Wi-Fi connectivity. They can get connected at any given time. We have Nest, and we have.
I know we have so many things, and to me, we're still in the early adopter phase. I really feel like it's not something that could be stopped.
No, there's the word we are moving into IoT has to be just because it's more or less like asking, is there a market for a smartphone?
Right, exactly. So I think that's to me is one of the most interesting, and I think it's the most interesting because I think there are so many use cases that we haven't even thought about
exactly,
yet.
Yes. We have,
so many challenges we don't even know exist yet.
We don't even know. How important is privacy and security? These are two separate topics, From the point of view of IoT, privacy, I don't know how much say or influence Suse can have, but security of the deal.
Security, I think, is key. We build security in from the base, right from the operating system. We've been working on security since day one. So for us, it has to be there at that level, right? You need it at the most basic of levels. Otherwise, you'll never get it at the top levels.
Right.
So for me, I think security is key. And that's where, going back to what I said before around the management, right? You have to ensure that you can keep those systems at the right security levels. And you have to have the audit trails to ensure that you can do that.
Right.
And without that, you'll never be able to ensure that level of security. And you won't be able to prove that level of security, which you will have to be able to do.
So Terri, thank you so much for talking to me. And we should do it often. I don't know why we always...
Yeah, I don't know why.
But we should be doing it more
I know
often.
we should.
Thank you so much for your
Every time.
Yeah.